Welcome in, everybody. It's the Craft Beer Republic. Thanks for drinking. Thanks for joining. I am Greg, and I am being joined by the honeydew to my Bunsen. That's Flex. What's up, big fella?
Unpopular opinion. Honeydew is an amazing melon.
And also one of my favorite Muppets.
But see, and I'm a big Beaker fan.
Okay, I like them both. I think they're so funny and so underrated.
The Muppets 12 Days of Christmas,
Uh-huh.
the Beakerverse is amazing.
I don't think I saw that.
Well, you hear it. It's a song.
Oh, it's a song.
Yeah,
Got
like
it.
the 12 Days of Christmas, like the Partridge
yeah.
and Pear Tree.
Yeah.
When he gets to Beaker, he just me. Dude, it's great. It's amazing.
They're great. I love them. I love them at the Disneyland thing that's no longer there and all that good shit. They're the best. Them and the Swedish Chef. I like all like the
Swedish Chef is, he might be the best Muppet of all time.
Yeah. You're diverty. Shout out to our top seed city of last week. Smooth transition. North Bergen, New Jersey. Sounds like something the Swedish Chef said. North Bergen, Jersey. Thanks for listening, New Jersey.
Yeah, turn off if you want. Yeah, that's,
actually don't.
Yeah, don't.
It's only getting better and sexier from here. Follow us on the socials at Craft Beer Poke, at FlexBeer _ in between, all that good shit. So much to get to. We have a voicemail from Psycho Bear.
Whoa.
It's been a minute. We'll get to Psycho Bear.
He finally got reception.
You know what? I don't want to spoil anything. This is the best sounding from an audio quality standpoint voicemail he's ever left. And I was like, I can actually understand most of what he's saying.
Okay, so I'm excited.
We'll get to it. I did some dabbling that I want to tell you about.
Okay.
Had to do some family shit that I'll complain about. And some booze news, of course. So if you don't mind, I'm going to crack right into it.
Drink up.
So thirsty.
Quaggy, thirsty.
Quaggy one, drinky. I am drinking Hop Butcher for the World. Galaxy Traveling Scientist. Look at the color. Look at the lacing on this thing.
That is wonderful. You're drinking from my parts.
This has been poured for like 10 minutes. It's still all that lacing.
Yeah, it's good. Their stuff is
gorgeous. This is 5.75%. 414 on Untapped with almost 2,500 ratings. It says Galaxy Hopped American Pale Ale infused with arcane distilled hop oils.
Okay.
Whatever that means. All right, on the nose buds.
I bet it's like a company that does hop oils.
Yeah, but distilled hop oils. That's interesting. Get a lot of dankness on the schnoz.
Classic Galaxy.
Yeah, it's just, Dank is really filling the nose holes there. Maybe a little pine, but it's almost kind of weed-like.
Okay.
On the tongue jobber. Ooh. Tons of citrus and pith. Like the bitterness comes from like a citrusiness, not so much like a pine tree-ness up front.
Okay.
Then the end is a little more piney, but not so much. As you can see, it's quite hazy. Lives up to the juiciness that it looks like. For being an American Pale, it's actually got quite the mouthfeel to it. So this is quite nice.
Yeah, I'm telling you, those guys, like, I have to try not to buy their stuff every week. They do really good stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to go through people's reviews here on Untapped just to see what other people are saying. But yeah, tons of citrus, bitter hop oils at finish. I guess it's dank to me. I guess that could be the hop oils. Yeah, I like this. I didn't know what to expect. When I hear American Pale Ale, I don't know what you think. I think like classic pale ale, not hazy.
Right, like a little malty and
yeah, like Pale 31 from Firestone or Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, that kind of thing. So I was surprised when I poured it and it was hazy. It's not what I was expecting.
Yeah, they're pretty well known for their haze business.
Oh, for sure. It's not my first Top Butcher, but definitely my first of this series, the Traveling Scientist. You had one, I think, about 2 months ago.
Yeah, I totally forgot until you showed me the can.
Yeah, it has the
say it. And tell everybody I told you.
Was it Emery something?
Erlenmeyer flask.
Erlenmeyer, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I was like, Emeryville? No, it's a city. Shit.
Yeah. Sometimes, I can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday, but I'll always remember sophomore year chemistry.
That's so funny. Yeah. Junior year for me, and I hardly got through it.
Wow.
It's too much math. I'm not a mather.
Really? In chemistry?
Yeah, I don't think I had a good teacher. It was all math equations. I'm like, I already got a fucking math class. I don't need this shit. I was not a fan because I like chemistry, like mixing liquids and making shit explode.
You have to like balance the formulas. It wasn't like super mathy, but it was like
mine was super mathy and
mildly mathy.
Oh, lucky you. I did not do well.
We also got to roast marshmallows.
Oh,
like every week on the Bunsen burners, which I don't know if it was safe eating gas roasted marshmallows, but our teacher was fucking awesome. Dude was nuts.
That's cool. Yeah, the teacher I had was not fucking awesome. So.
When we would do experiments, he was one of the only classrooms that had like a TV with a DVD player. So he had a whole shitload of CDs, or you could bring in a CD. And the first person to the DVD player to put a CD in, you would listen to that the whole fucking class during the experiment. It was awesome.
That's cool. Were there any limits, like, no cussing or anything like that?
Yeah, so it had to be like
reasonable.
Right, like no explicit content type shit, but
sure.
Yeah, we put on some gnarly shit.
No Dr. Dre back in those days.
Well, if it was censored, absolutely.
Oh, sure. Yeah, radio edits.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember I got a kid in trouble once. I was in video production, and my teacher fucking loved me. And, I mean, it makes sense. I obviously went on to be a video professional.
But who doesn't love you?
That too. But he loved me because I was actually the only good one in class. And so sometimes kids would be like, hey, can you, help me edit my project or whatever? And so they wanted to use an Eminem song one time. I forget which one. And we did it, and we watched it afterwards. And he's like, man, there's a lot of cussing in here. Do you think I'm going to get in trouble? I was like, I don't know, man. You can just tell him that it was my fault. So sure enough, the next day he shows the project in class, and he was telling me, I wasn't in that class. He was telling me about it. And teacher was like, I can't accept this. This was, way too explicit. I can't. This is my impression of my teacher.
I was going to say, is that what he sounded like?
This is absolutely what he sounded like. And so after he gets done telling him why he can't accept this project, he goes, oh, well, Greg helped me edit it. He chose the song. He goes, all right, I guess it'll be all right. I was like, see, I fucking told you.
Damn it, dude. That's amazing.
I don't know why. It worked so well. Like I got away with murder in that class. It was
crazy.
Great.
You were banging your teacher. That's wild.
Yeah. He had to use so much Viagra to keep it hard, man. Dude was old. I
love that. He loved you though. That's awesome.
Yeah. Good times. All right, back to the beer stuff. Oh, I read this. I didn't want to do like a whole story about it because I just thought it was interesting though. But apparently 20-something-year-olds are not opening tabs anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, like kids are just going up and paying, drink at a time with their credit cards. And I guess not only is it a huge hassle for bartenders and slowing service down, but it's also causing all like these bars to pay more in credit card fees because they're, transacting
more
every
transactions.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey kids, open a fucking tab, you weirdos.
Speaking of kids, I felt really old today.
Oh.
I was getting ready to cut the grass. And when I say getting ready to cut the grass, it means like I have to like
stretch,
really get myself mentally prepared to do something I really don't want to do. And neighbor across the street, they had a couple kids. One's away at college. Their son had his first year at college, so now he's back for the summer. One of his friends had a table in the back of his car as he was backing up into his driveway today. And I'm that old that now the neighbor kids are bringing tables for drinking games.
Oh, damn it.
And I just really have never felt like there's a lot of shit that happens in life that makes me feel old. Working with kids that say they weren't born yet when I graduated.
Right.
I get it. But this one, this took the cake for sure. Especially because they brought a table for a game that we used to play about 15 years ago that nobody else had ever played that we knew. And it kind of made me happy that the game's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
but it also made me just feel like a grandpa.
What game is this?
It was called beer dice or beer die.
I don't think I've ever seen this.
So what we did, they actually had like a whole 4-leg table for this one, like a rectangle table. We would play on a piece of plywood, like a 3x3 piece of plywood. And you would put a piece of tape in the middle, like center court type for basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would tape off 4 corners of the table. So 2 people would be on each side and you would be on the same side as your teammate.
Okay.
And you'd sit in a chair at a corner while your cup was in the corner of the table. And you'd throw a die up in the air. Your hand couldn't go above the table on the throw. And the die had to go above everybody's head at the table.
Oh.
And then, because dice have all like the 1, 2, 4 corner, or 8 corners. So when it hits a table, it rolls. It's what it does. It's what it's supposed to do. So you're supposed to try to throw it as high as you could. It would bounce and roll off the table, and then it was on the other team to catch it as it rolled off the table. How it does so mysteriously and unpredictably is the word I was looking for. And if you didn't catch it and hit the ground, that would be a point for the other team.
A point for the rollers of the dice.
Right, the point for the throwers, yeah.
Throwers.
And then if you hit somebody's cup with the dice that was on the table, you'd have to take a drink. You could throw the die in the person's cup, and then that whole team would have to drink or chug their cup. And if the die stayed on the table, depending on the number that it stayed, the thrower would have to drink that many drinks.
I kind of like this.
Oh, it was a really fun game. It was, it's athleticism. It was a lot of fun. So to see these kids fucking playing this game, it was nostalgic, but also it just made me feel, like I said, like a fucking grandpa.
Well, I'm old as dirt, and now I want to learn how to play this game.
It's not hard to learn. It's pretty much as simple as I laid it out.
You know what we need to do? You need to come out for Nick's birthday. He always has a big birthday party. Teach us how to play.
When is that?
End of August.
Yeah, it's hot there.
It is hot. They got a pool.
I do like pools.
It's what do they call it? A white trash pool. It's above ground.
No, it's a normal pool.
Yeah. So
it's a common folk pool.
Common folk, yeah.
Yes.
But if you need me to have AI write another letter to your wife, let me know.
I'll let you know.
I'm sure it'll go over well, just always like the last one did.
Yeah, it always does.
Yeah. I'm sure she totally saw it too.
Yeah. Chick has a voodoo doll of you.
That's why my dick hurts right now.
Damn it.
Makes sense. Well, speaking of kids, we've talked about all the kids these days, how they're drinking less alcohol and doing more of the weed, man.
And you know what? I heard on the radio, they're hooking up less.
What?
Yeah, Tinder, never been on, first off, but they had
more of a grinder guy.
Yeah, love me some dudes. But I just had heard on the radio that Tinder had to do like a rebranding or like a remarketing.
Oh, no shit.
Because the new generation is hooking up less. So it has to be more like it's like a hangout app or something like that. To where like,
fuck that.
Yeah, it's super bizarre.
You know what's...
When I was 18, 19 years old, all I wanted to fucking do was hook up.
Yeah. Fuck, when I was 30 years old, all I wanted to do was hook up.
Well, I was already married with kids. But...
yeah, I mean,
when
28 is when I met my wife. So when I was 28 years old, all I wanted to do was hook up.
Hell yeah.
Definitely not 30 when we were already together and well established in a relationship.
I love you, honey. But yeah, so they're hooking up less and they're drinking less. Like, what is happening?
Fuck. All right, slight detour off the story I was going to talk about, but I won't say who this was because I don't want to call out this person's kid and have people know. But somebody was telling me over the weekend that their daughter has just started dating. She's 16 or 17, I forget. And they told her like, oh, you can't date until you're a junior in high school. And so now she's just started dating. She's a junior. I was like, yeah, my first girlfriend couldn't date until she was a junior either. He goes, oh, so how old were you when you started dating? I said, freshman. Like, there's no way she's fucking listening to no dating until you're a junior. Everybody I knew that had those rules dated the entire time.
Yeah.
And then he's telling me that like they don't go out, and he didn't say hook up, but you could see he was implying that like they don't just try and find a dark spot and make out in the corner all the time. You know, he was like, yeah, they just hang out, and like that's dating now, is like hanging out and talking and just going out. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with the youth of today?
That's weird. I remember like when you would like meet a, like, you know, not meet a girl because it'd be in high school, but like you start liking a chick and she likes you, and like I didn't have a basement growing up in California. I know you probably don't have basements.
0 basements.
But you'd meet a girl who had a basement. That was it.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
You know, like that. Yeah. It was the best.
Yeah. We
because
had,
you would hang out, but then things would hang out, and it was nailed it. That was the best.
Yeah. It had to do a lot of PDA, a lot of public displays of affection.
Okay.
Yeah. No basements. Everyone's parents were always home. Yeah. That kind of stuff.
That sucks.
Yeah. I probably shouldn't tell this on the show, but one time I had a girl over at my mom's house in high school, and we were driving by this point, and I was certain that the house was going to be empty until a certain time. So we went over after school, you know, nothing major, but, you know, we're doing more than just hanging out. And all of a sudden my stepdad gets home and we're in my room. I was like, oh, fuck. And there's no way this person can leave without being seen. Like if she goes through the door, everyone's going to see her. I was like, fuck, what do we do? I was not expecting people home until at least like 4 or 5 o'clock. And luckily he had a loaner car from the dealership because he'd taken his car in for service.
Okay. Did you prank call him?
No, I played I'm totally into cars, which I am. I love cars. And so he said, hey, I got a loaner. I was like, oh, cool. I said, what'd you get? And he goes, whatever, top of the line, such and such. And I was like, fuck, can we go for a ride?
No.
And he goes, yeah, you want to take a spin around the block? I said, yeah, that sounds awesome. And he goes, yeah. And I was like, yeah, let me go back to the room and get some shoes on. So I go back in the room. I was like, here's what's going to happen. Wait till you hear me squeal out of the fucking driveway.
Oh my God.
And her car was like in front of the neighbor's house. It wasn't super well hidden or anything. Cause we, once again, didn't expect anybody. So like, I was like, yeah, let's go for a drive. So we go for a drive. As soon as we squealed out, like she runs out the door and jumps in her car, drives off.
That's amazing.
Oh, the good old days.
What a fun story to tell.
Yeah.
I love that.
She was one of my favorite girlfriends. She was fun. Anyways, I was getting somewhere with all this.
Yeah, was
kids
there a
these
point?
days talk. They're barely, but I'll get back on track. So kids these days, they're drinking less, but pot usage has increased. And anyways, I got an email because of some of the groups I'm in for the show and like news gathering and all that stuff. I got an email from this group who was like, hey, do you want to try our latest THC drink? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like for free, you know?
Oh, that's right. I remember you telling me about this.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, sure. That sounds awesome. Like happy to try it. You know, I dabble, so I'm happy to give it a shot. The company's called Oasis. I swear to God, they're not sponsoring. I just told the guys, like, you send it to me, I will give my real experience on the show, good or bad. And he goes, fair. And so the company's called Oasis, and he sent me 2 things. One, they call a social tonic. It's basically a seltzy, no alcohol, but it has 10 milligrams of THC in it. And so the wife and I split that. It tasted
good split, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Because 10's a little much, especially just for a regular night. So it was mango something, like mango bliss was the flavor. The flavor was, first of all, it was not a bad flavor. It just didn't scream mango to me. Like I enjoyed it. It was easy to drink, no problem. Some of those weed drinks you get taste like utter asshole. And this was not one of them. It tasted pretty decent. And then the other thing I liked even better was it looks like a pen or like a whiteout pen, and it's drops. And it has 0 flavor, 0 calories, sugar.
You just aged us, by the way.
Whiteout, I know.
When you said whiteout pen. Not even just whiteout pen.
Kept the trend going. Hey, the whiteout pens were like new technology in high school.
Oh, so you were in high school in like 2002 to 2004? Cool.
Shut your face. Yeah, I was totally still in high school in 2004. I didn't graduate in 03.
I said 2002 to 2004.
So anyways, you get this pen and you just like squeeze a couple of drops in there, and then you get like, I think a couple of drops is something like 3 milligrams or something like that. No flavor, no calories, no sugar. So, I'm all about like no carbs. It's fucking fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I told the guy I'd give him an honest review on the show. Here's my honest review. I enjoyed it. It is not a sleepy time sort of high. It's more of a head high. Like a lot of times we'll take gummies to go to bed. Did not make us tired at all.
Okay.
Did make us high though. So
well, mission accomplished, I guess.
Yeah, I did some dabbling. It was great. So what was the company called? It was called Oasis. Yeah, herbal Oasis. Social tonic is the drink, and then the THC drink mixer is the little drops. Yeah, I enjoyed it. So
I love the idea of the drops.
Me too. And I told him when he hit me up, and I was like, honestly, like I'll try the tonic. Sounds interesting, but I honestly don't care. I'm in it for the drops. This sounds amazing.
I mean, just think of like the everyday, people that, I don't want to say need to do it every day, but,
right, but the dabblers,
the everyday users, say your morning coffee, couple drops, get you started for the day, or, you get home from work and you're just not feeling that beer or that drink. Hey, have a Celsi, have a Diet Coke. Yeah. Well, guess what? We gonna soup it up a little bit.
We're gonna hit the turbo.
Oh yeah.
Which leads me perfectly into my next story. Someone in the family, once again, I'll stop naming names here. Someone in the family graduated over the weekend, in the wife's family, and they decided it would be a dry party because there's going to be teenagers there. They're like, we just don't want to deal with it. And I said, this motherfucker wants to deal with it.
Don't you at least have like a cooler for like the adults?
Look, my best friend, Deanna, lives in Vegas. Her family's out near me. They have the best fucking parties. It's always full of food and delicious booze. And that's what they do. They have the cooler that anybody can go to, and they have the cooler with the booze in it. And if any adult sees any of the children going to the cooler on the right, they fucking launch a beer can at their head. Like, the kids know, stay the fuck out of this cooler because people are around.
That's just normal growing up.
That's just normal growing up. Well, this person is weird about alcohol. It's like, we're not going to have any alcohol here. So I did sneak over some Celsius, but I also snuck over the little whiteout pen full of weed. It was like drip, drip, drip. Oh, this is better. Slightly more tolerable.
Still love that you call it a whiteout pen.
I can't not now. I bet the guy who sent it to me is like, the fuck's a whiteout pen? Probably like 26.
I was just going to say probably 23.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So, I'm so glad you're with me on the whole dry graduation party thing. Like, that's what you do. You have two coolers. You have the cooler of everything and the cooler of beer.
Yeah. Well, so growing up here, there was usually a cooler of water, like bottled water.
Right.
Then there was a cooler of a variety of sodas or pops or whatever you want to call them. I don't sodas because I'm not a fucking pop weirdo.
Yeah, we're soda out here.
Good. And then there was a cooler of beer.
Yeah, that's exactly what the party had 3 coolers.
And it's just how it should be.
Yeah, but the 3 coolers were 1 water, 2 bubbly waters, and 3 sodas. It's like, no, you have your water, you have your mixed flavored beverages.
Yep.
And then you have your fucking beer cooler.
Then you have your beer cooler.
And I even said,
you know what? This person needs to grow up.
Yes. And this person is older than me.
Just grow up.
Yeah. Get over it. Well, here's the thing I said, if I was going to this party, so there's no like official invite, like, hey, come to my graduation party. At this time, it's just like, hey, anybody wants to come over? They had like tacos and stuff. They didn't. We tried to get them to call my taco guy.
I was just going to ask, did they have a taco guy or did they make their own tacos?
So mad. They went to a Mexican restaurant and like got all the ingredients and spent a ton of money and then had people like make their own tacos.
Oh.
And I was like, for basically the same price, you could have our taco guy making it for everybody, and it's hot and fresh and delicious and the fucking best. Can't win them all.
So I guess everyone in California doesn't have a taco guy.
You know what I do, and that's what counts.
Oh, well, you're the only thing that counts in my world.
So, anyways, I was saying that because there was no official invite for this party, if I were a guest who was like, tangentially invited, hey, come over, it's my graduation party, I would have shown up with like a 12-pack of beer as a thank you for inviting me to and feeding me. I have brought libations. Like that's how I show up to parties.
That's a pretty classy move,
right?
In any party.
Yeah. So the fact that there was like zero alcohol to me was so weird. Luckily, the graduate's older cousin, who was in his 30s, we were talking. He's a funny dude. We were talking a little bit. And I said, we got some seltzies in the back of the trunk. And he goes, oh, I got some in the back of the trunk too. He goes, do you have an ice chest? I said, yeah, we do. He goes, can I throw them in your ice chest? They're just sitting warm and I keep having to go for ice. I was like, yeah, man, fucking throw them in our ice chest.
Oh,
so,
what a stud you are.
Yeah. So we crossed streams a little bit and shared seltzies, and he had the Ashlands. We had the High Noons. It was, we had a much better time.
I don't know what an Ashland is, but I still haven't dabbled in the High Noons.
Oh yeah. Here's the thing about the High Noons. We switched to them because my wife is allergic to one or two of the flavors in the Kirkland pack.
Oh
yeah. Like I still like the Kirkland pack, but I think it's the mango makes her like break out. She gets all red. So like, all right, no more Kirklands. And so we got the High Noons, and flavor wise, like she's not allergic to anything, works out well, except to me, they're a little strong. Like the flavor's too strong for me, a little too sweet. So in the ultimate alcoholic move, I tried mixing it with champagne, basically made like a seltzer-mosa.
Jesus Christ, Greg.
Fucking delicious.
That sounds like a bad morning.
Fucking delicious. 1-to-1, baby. Seltzer-mosa. It was perfect because they're just a little too strong and sweet for me. This really just made it perfect.
The noon mosa.
Noon mosa. High mosa.
I thought about high mosa,
but it makes it sound like weed. Yeah.
I have had the watermelon high noon and it was terrible.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I hated it initially, like spit it out. Couldn't even finish the can. I'll tolerate it now.
Interesting.
I cannot do the pineapple though. Get that shit out of my face. That is disgusting.
I'm going to check this out now.
Yeah. Peach though. Hand me a peach and I'll be happy as a peach.
Interesting.
Yeah. I like the peach. So.
Okay. Yeah. Good to know.
Yeah. Oh, what a fucking drunk I am. All right. Before
the seltzer-mosas. I mean, that's got to put you in an AA class.
Come on, that's top notch right there.
I don't know, man. That's pretty wild.
I don't do it all the time, but sometimes just too much flavors. A little champagne.
It's like the margaritas with the bottle of Corona that's stuck upside down in it. That's it's fun looking, but that's a lot.
Have you ever tried one of those?
Years ago, like 10. No, my kid's 10. 13 years ago.
Okay. I have not, because it sounds fucking disgusting. It's like, why would you ruin this perfectly good margarita with a Corona in it?
I mean, it really just like all the tequila and sugar, like just, you don't even taste it. It just keeps going and going.
Oof. That's the other thing. I don't like real margaritas. They call them skinny margaritas. And instead of the simple syrup, they put like sparkling water in it.
And you are a bitch.
It's so good. It's so refreshing when it's hot out. Because
I love margaritas.
See, I don't like sugary. Now, there is one place down here. It's in Santa Monica. They make their own simple syrup. They make their own, what do they call it? Like the lemon lime mixture, whatever stuff. I will take them as they come. Those margaritas are fantastic. But generally, they're just too sweet for me. I don't like the sweetness.
Like a 24-ounce margarita the other day. It was mango and it was wonderful.
Sounds way too sugary. Mango margarita.
So good.
Just over there getting diabetes.
Came with a burrito the size of my head. It was just top notch.
I'm here for the burrito side of it.
Love burritos.
Oh, I bet you do. All right. Before we check in with Psycho Bear, let's find out what Flex is drinking over there.
In a world where craft beer is king, a world where muscles are bigger than growlers, only one tongue can guide us. One man, one tongue, one tongue jobber. In this world, we must find out what is Flex drinking.
I don't know how you do that to your eyebrows.
What, raise them?
But they're like extra and like they go off like it's almost rock-like, and
I don't know.
Very cartoony. I like
because I got a huge forehead. Plenty of room for the eyebrows to go mosey
I do
around.
too, but my eyebrows don't go that high.
I don't know. I got really stretchy skin. Maybe it has to do with my stretchy skin.
Maybe
I don't want to talk about the stretchy skin on the air.
Okay, fine.
Well, you asked, and I will answer. Today, Flex is drinking Mosaic Cutting Tiles from Trillium Brewing Company.
Oh, Trillium.
And I know what you're thinking.
You're so fancy.
Flex always talks shit about the price of Trillium.
That too.
So I thought about it today because I haven't been, partaking a lot and going out, and I've been I like to call myself a good boy now. I'm being a pretty good boy.
He's a good boy.
So when a single can is $5.75, for you that doesn't sound bad.
I was like, that sounds great, especially for Trillium.
Great. And I actually thought too, I was like, oh, it's not like $8. And I'm thinking this is what a beer would be if I went to a brewery. It'd be even more, for like a 60-ounce pour.
Yeah.
So I was able to, think it through, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to fucking try this and see what it's like. So this is Mosaic Cutting Tiles. It is a double IPA with raw wildflower honey. I know off air you said you haven't liked a single beer with honey.
I find that to be true.
I enjoy just about every single beer I've ever had with honey. I think it brings a really nice, just a nice not a cleanse to the palate, just like a shock to the palate. Like, what is this weird sweetness coming through, like this natural sugar? I think it's great. So this it's a 8.5% ABV. Untapped is wild here. It's over 25,000 check-ins at a 4.35 collective rating.
Holy shit.
That's fucking high, dude. It's
big
like
numbers.
It's like 20
Got
drops from the
bump.
whiteout pen high.
Very relevant drop there.
And this is like a Stone-esque description. I got
good. Strap in.
Let me clear my throat. Cutting Tiles is an exploratory series of double IPAs featuring a range of aromatic single hop varietals brewed with raw local wildflower honey. This version is dosed with 100% Mosaic in all kettle, whirlpool, and a massive dry hop addition. The honey keeps the body light and drinkable, but provides an earthy backbone. Juicy candied peach and nectarine up front, backed with a nuanced white wine on the nose that continues straight through in the flavor profile. Pillowy soft mouthfeel with a restrained bitterness on the finish.
4 hours later.
Yeah. So the old nose buds here. Very hoppy, herbaceous, botanical, maybe like some unripe stone fruit. I was always a big fan of that, by the way, when I worked in the industry.
Stone fruit
good.
industry.
It smells nice. It smells like a very good beer.
All
So without further ado, we'll check out the old tongue jobber and see what it says.
I will say the one thing that's been nice about Stone selling out is not having to read those goddamn descriptions.
Okay, so this beer is fun. So when I originally poured it out before the show started, I couldn't get anything out of this. And
you were not overly enthused.
I wasn't, and I was worried about maybe I had something else on my tongue now, and I was freaking out because the beer I had a couple weeks ago, I thought it was shitty, and then it turns out I just ate something, and so I was freaking out really bad. Not really bad. That's an exaggeration. I lied. I was just kind of worried.
You were in tears. What are you talking about?
So the description says candied peach and nectarine up front. Couldn't find that when I first poured it out. It's there.
Oh.
Like as this beer opens up, it warms up. We'll dive in one more time. Yeah, it's there. That's wonderful. My idea of this beer, my thought of this beer is totally changed in the matter of 25 minutes, 30 minutes. It's definitely got like a very dry finish. So I see what they get with that, as they said, nuanced white wine. Super dry. That really does go all the way through to the finish. Very restrained bitterness, like they said. I'm gonna say it's fantastic. It's worth the money.
Do you agree with the rating?
4.35. That's high. It's a solid 4.
Okay. Not that far. I mean, it's getting the Trillium bump. So 4.35 probably really means like a 3.85.
Yeah, if it wasn't so dry hopped, because the less I've been drinking, right? My palate is kind of clearing up.
Mm-hmm.
The less I've been drinking, the more I've been disliking those overly hopped IPAs.
Sure.
Like the dry hops and the double dry hops are really fucking with my palate.
Your palate's finally reset.
Yeah, that must be what it is. So
you fucked it so hard with hops for so many years.
Man, it's a lot of years.
Yeah, a lot of hop raping.
So if maybe I was used to that again, or maybe it wasn't such a huge dry hop, like I said, and there wouldn't be like that lingering hoppiness, because there is a little bit. It would probably be a amazing, like maybe 10 out of 10 beer.
Wow.
Big maybe words. If it didn't have the lingering.
Yeah. Still big words.
Very good. But good. I love this dry finish though. That's what I don't know about you. I very much enjoy that.
Yeah, I prefer it. First of all, it's the smartest thing you can do in beer making is finish it dry, because then you want to take another drink.
I do. That's actually all I've been thinking about right now.
Right. You take more drinks, you buy more beer. It's how you make money.
Do you think there's a scientific way that they know that happens, or it just works that way?
I would imagine with certain styles, it's a little easier to nail that. Certain yeasts are more prone to drier beers. I'm sure sometimes it just happens. Probably a little of both.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not a science guy, so that's why I'm asking.
Well, about the... Fuck, I can't remember his name again.
Erlenmeyer flask.
Erlenmeyer.
Damn it.
I was like, the everywhere flask? No,
he's rolling in his grave right now. You can't remember his goddamn name.
Sorry, Erlenmeyer. You have a long ass name. Shorten that up. You just call you Earl, the Earl flask. Very Florida sounding. All right. I teased it earlier.
Because it sounds trashy.
Yeah, 100%. I teased it earlier. Let's check in with Psycho Bear.
Hello. No one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Oh, I certainly will. I'll hear it on the show. Craft Beer Republic. Greg and Flexi, this is Psycho Bear. That's right. I know it's been a while. Anyways,
been a while.
Let's have a little drink right now, gentlemen. Here we go.
Me too.
Oh, damn, that's good. What I'm having right there, gentlemen, is Adobe Creek 6-year anniversary. It is stellar. But why am I here at Adobe Creek on what day is it, Bob? Wednesday afternoon. That's because I, for the first time in over a decade, am on the road bike in Marin with Hort
NorCal.
Bob. And this is our third brewery on the tour. Where do we stop? Beer Craft. And I have a tasty... Shit, I can't remember because it's my third brewery. But in any case, stopped at Beer Craft Bottle Shop. Then we went to a little spot in Novato, Indian Valley Brewing, and had a grandpa, which hopefully I'll be, but maybe I'm too old to become a grandpa. Scotch ale, which was very good, and they're shutting down, unfortunately.
Scotch ale's
hopefully somebody else takes it over. Now we're at Adobe Creek.
Forever.
Anyways, it has been a while. I don't even know what last podcast I listened to, but in any case, I see that Flexi is into the game of horse. Well, I'm no pro, and I'm a little older than you fellas, and I'd gladly challenge Flexi to a game of horse and probably take him out. That's right.
A game
That's
of what?
Bear says.
Horse.
And darts. So let's just keep that real. Also, by the way, I will be back down in the Good Life, Agora Hills, July 11th through the 13th. And now I found out on the latest podcast that you, Greg, are a fellow Leo. Brother, let's get together at Tarantula Hill Brewing, July 12th. I'm not on any other kind of format of Instagram, fucking, what's the one with the bird? Twitter? I don't know. But I'll be there. July 12th, probably around 2 to 3 in the afternoon with some other friends. Greg, come join us. Come join Psycho Bear and friends. Anyways, let me finish enjoying this beer and bring your buddy Flexi out so I can take him down in darts or horse. Thank you very much. Anyways, in my final, and we got to celebrate 2-year beers. What is he?
100?
He got cut off. There's a 3-minute limit on messages. He got cut off. But yeah, Psycho Bear 805-538 beer. If you'd like to call, leave a message. I should clarify. He was saying horse, not whores.
I was going to say.
But at first I was like, he's saying he wants to play you in whores.
I don't know if he could beat me in those.
We'll see. Only one way to find out. Let me tell you.
Well, you can meet him at Tarantula Hill. That would be amazing.
On July 12th.
July 12th. I will be driving home from Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh,
July 12th. We got a road trip planned that week. Head into Cincinnati for a couple of days, and then going to cruise into Kentucky, which it's not Florida.
Well, nothing is.
But I think you have to, as you cross the border, you got to hit your spouse or something.
Oh, okay.
I think that's a rule.
No sleeves on your shirt?
Yeah, and maybe I might come back with a barbed wire tattoo. That might be another rule, like the alligator and the grenade. I think that's the Kentucky
that's their
rule.
version. Yeah.
Hit your spouse and get a barbed wire armband tattoo.
Yeah. What a juxtaposition, by the way. Kentucky, home of like the Derby.
Yeah.
And then also trashy as fuck.
Yeah, it's and they have their own grass, which is crazy.
Right.
It's like I don't know. It's weird. It's Kentucky. It's Kentucky.
Weird.
Never been.
Yes.
I've driven through.
Okay.
On a trip to Florida, like a 24-hour bus ride to Florida.
Sounds awful.
It was all right. It was high school.
Oh, okay. Sounds awful.
Zoolander, chicks.
Okay.
Coach bus. It was fine.
Yeah, me at chicks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Psycho Bear, I will actually be wakeboarding that weekend. So let me know maybe if you're here an extra day or two on either side of the weekend, and maybe we can meet up for a beer. I also will need some guarantees that you'll be more like non-murderer John and less like definitely murderer Psycho Bear.
Damn it.
Just, safety. With a name like Psycho Bear, I have to take precautions.
That might be the funniest shit I've ever heard.
Sorry.
I mean, technically, you took a chance on John.
It's true.
Like, you took a chance.
And it paid off.
And it did.
Right.
So maybe Psycho Bear is like that guy that you meet on like Muscle Beach whose name is Tiny.
Uh-huh.
He's not really tiny.
Right.
Right. He's a big buff dude.
Right. He's like Little John.
Right. So maybe Psycho Bear is like, maybe he's like a cuddly teddy bear guy.
Okay. Not so psycho, mostly bear.
Yeah. But like fluffy bear. Like,
okay. Like, I'm just saying, I'm 1 for 1 on not being murdered by being invited out by listeners. I'd like to keep my batting average very high.
Especially with like 1,000.
Right. Like perfect.
Yeah, when it comes to not dying.
Yeah. I'd like to keep it like as high as possible. If we could go like 1,010, that'd be even better. Just saying. So Psycho Bear, let me know if you're going to be here a little longer.
How batting averages work.
It can be.
You're 1,000 or you're not.
We already talked about math not being my thing. So anyways, let me know if you're going to be here any longer than just that weekend, and maybe we can arrange a very public meetup. Treat it like a Craigslist transaction. We'll meet you at the parking lot of the police station.
I ever told a story about my buddy who he was a friend of mine, Kevin. Maybe he still listens to the show. I don't know.
You fucking better.
He was this was back in 2000 and let's say between 2010 and 2012.
Okay.
There was one year where Kevin purposely held 13 different jobs because he was trying to have more, like the most jobs in a year that he's could have.
Okay.
And then for a while he was just doing ads on Craigslist to get money. and he found this one guy who was starting to become a hairstylist or like a barber.
Oh, I think you've said,
in his 70s.
You told me this one, yeah.
And the guy's ad was like, "Meet me at a Motel 6. I'll pay you $20 if I can cut your hair."
Did he get a haircut?
Kevin met him by himself. He had two buddies who were cops at the time. He's like, maybe I should have had like a cop friend come with me.
Sure.
But he didn't. And he
or
got
at least like shared his location or something.
And he got a really shitty haircut, but he got $20 out of it.
Yeah, worth it.
So worth it.
That reminds me, I was on the plane to Florida last month. I watched that It's Florida Man show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and one of the episodes was some dude was looking for cash, and he put it on Craigslist, like, you know, willing to do whatever, meaning like, you know, you need help moving or mowing or whatever, willing to do whatever it takes. Well, that was Craigslist. So somebody hit him up and was like, yeah, I want you to chop off my toes and eat them.
Please tell me he did not do that.
He went over to the dude's house and was going to go through with it, and the guy backed out.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, spoiler alert. Sorry if you haven't watched that show yet. By the way, that show was not nearly as funny as I thought it would be, but it did make me think of that.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, hey, how about a little news before we close things out?
I think I like the sound of that.
Yeah. Tilray closes Red Hook's Brew Lab in Seattle. Tilray brand's cost-cutting measures continue with the closure of Red Hook Brew Lab in Seattle's Capitol Hill neighborhood. Chief Corporate Affairs Officer Baron Nurta told the news that
his name's Baron?
B-E-R-R-I-N. Baron?
I'd say it's Baron.
Yeah. Brew Lab is now closed as we look for new location. Tilray just really fucking things up.
Yeah, that's what the first thing I thought was, again?
Right. Another one. They're really going down that monster track. Ska Brewing has been sold to two families.
The Mighty Mighty Boss Tones Brewing?
Yeah. Never had to knock on wood. I was like, what's the song I can think of? That one.
See, that's the only song I know.
I think that's the only song anybody knows. Durango headquartered Ska Brewing. Oh, I'll be in Colorado next month. Give me your suggestions, everybody who's in Colorado. Was acquired in May by two families with ties to distribution. A sale price to the Ariano and West families was not disclosed. However, the sale reportedly wiped out all of Ska Brewing's debt. Ska co-founder and president Dave Thibodeau told the Denver Post that Ska had taken on $5 million in debt for expansion, but those plans never came to fruition. Hey, I need $5 million to do nothing with. Yeah, right. He told the Herald that there's no personnel changes, there's no culture changes. This isn't private equity. This isn't some outside company. It's not Coors. Rumors of the sale of the 30-year-old craft brewery began circulating in February. That same month, A&L took over distribution of Ska beer. Following the sale, Thibodeau will remain with Ska along with Steve Breesley. What a great name, Breesley, who will be promoted to Chief Operating Officer. Oh, excuse me, from Chief Operating Officer to CEO.
What a gig.
What a gig. We'll end on this one. Drunk United business class passenger leaves flight before takeoff. A drunk UA business class passenger voluntarily deplaned a flight from Denver to London after being denied immediate alcohol service.
Denver to London. What a trip.
That's a long flight. A visibly intoxicated business class passenger reportedly demanded alcohol before departure, ranting about his loyalty status and claiming others had already begun drinking. He also made it known that he was the 2.5 million miler club. Fellow passengers noted the man loudly berated the crew, insisted he would not fly with an airline that denied his drink request. Despite escalating tensions, the situation did not result in a forced removal. Instead, the man loudly gathered his belongings and exited the aircraft voluntarily.
Interesting.
I hope as he stepped off, he turned around and said, "I said good day."
I just feel like Denver to London.
It's a long flight, man.
What are we, like 14 hours? 15 hours?
Well, probably not quite, because San Francisco to Portugal was about 12 hours.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah, I think it was like 12 and a half.
Oh.
So, probably less than that. So
well, my point is...
Still a long flight, though. Very long flight.
A lot of time to drink alcohol.
So much time.
Why do you need it now?
Had to keep that buzz going.
I guess.
It's like, I've been working on this in the lounge. We will not lose it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never ordered a drink on an airplane.
Never once.
No.
Oh, I definitely have.
On our honeymoon. I think it was our honeymoon. Maybe it was my 30th to Vegas. Oh, Nashville. It was something. My wife.
My laugh.
Got me a couple shooters of Maker's Mark.
Okay.
And I took it on the plane, and I didn't know you weren't supposed to.
Oh, super illegal. Yeah.
Well, I did it anyway, and nobody saw.
As long as you don't get caught.
Yeah. So, score.
Yeah.
When my wife was cool.
That one time.
it was like a couple years. She was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never actually ordered a drink.
Oh, I know someone who sort of did that. They ordered like a Coke or a Diet Coke or whatever, took it into the bathroom and then poured their Jack or whatever into it.
Yeah, no, I just did it right in my seat.
Oh, well, as they came out, the flight attendant was standing right there and was like, "Sir, we know why you brought your drink into the bathroom. We're going to have to take that from you."
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know
stingy.
until like a year later, 2 years later, I wasn't supposed to do that.
Some airlines are so much more strict. Like Southwest, it's part of their announcements that you can't open your own alcohol.
That's what it was a Southwest. That's like all we fly is Southwest.
Oh, fuck Southwest. I used to be a huge Southwest fan. Their stupid new bag policies can suck it.
Don't they do the seating shit too, where it's not assigned seating?
They haven't. It's still not assigned seating. They still haven't changed that part. But
they haven't. Okay.
They've changed everything, and now it's more expensive. And if you want to bring bags, it's even more expensive. And I was like, I don't need to fly Southwest ever again. Fuck you guys.
Clearly haven't flown in a while.
Yeah. So, but alas, not a flight show.
Shockingly enough, not a flight show.
Shockingly. Yeah. So let's wrap things up. I'm going to say hi to Vanessa.
Hi, Vanessa.
And I'm going to encourage you all to follow us at Craft Beer Republic. Flex Me Beer _ in between. 805-538-BEER 2337. I think that's just about everything. Hope everyone out there is staying not murdered and very well hydrated.
And on that note,
good night, everybody.